It's Monday. It's your girl Candy Kaylin.
And your boy Shawtown Shaw.
And it's 6 o'clock, so it's time to
Pull up
every Monday here on DFWIRadio.com. We talk.
sports, news, hip hop.
We don't just talk about people.
We give you the facts about people.
Mr. Shaw,
You know what I'm saying?
first of all, I didn't hear that countdown. I just heard us get started, and I was trying to put my mascara on so I would look like I had some eyelashes, and I don't look like I don't have none.
See, the problem is you're not prepared. Preparation.
Mr. Shaw, I just got home. Okay, give me a
I ain't
break.
gonna get it, man.
I give me a break,
Yeah,
okay?
not
I done
none.
been I done been to not one but two jobs, and I still made it to start the show on time. Give me a little of applause. I should at least get a finger pat, like just
See,
a
and
little
you know
bit.
what? And T gave you that, but we come from real parents, and they ain't pat you on the back for nothing you did.
Yeah, you're right.
Everything you did, you were supposed to do. Right? So we don't get that. We don't do that. We're not gonna start doing that now. I'm not doing that with my kids, my biological, nor my extra. We're not doing that pat on the back stuff. Like
Thank
you
you, Josh. Thank you for giving me. Thank you,
nah,
Mr.
yeah.
Shaw knows it has been a dramatic. It has been a long day, but I made it, and we're here,
Applause
Mr.
and
Shaw.
coming. Ja, we missed you, man. How camp going?
So yeah, camps, Mr. Shaw. What are we talking about in sports? Like this time of the year, I always feel
Football.
like.
College football. It's the perfect time of
I
the year.
mean, what
Like,
happened in college football?
well, Florida playing this weekend, and so last weekend it was it was the betters were back, right? So it was good for the betters. But as far as college football this weekend, I think the best team that played was UCLA, and they ran Hawaii. So there wasn't a lot to go on. There wasn't a lot of football this weekend, but this weekend is the big kickoff, all right? Like it's time. Like you finna see everybody. Like this weekend, I'm trying to see. I'm trying to line my money up this week for how I'm gonna bet on Saturday. Right. I'm trying to see how much money I'm gonna spend. So it's big games, big games. Trying to get the algorithm. Trying to figure some stuff out. So yeah, college football is back. College football is, in my opinion, college football is one of the most important. And I say this in the aspect of you lose one game, you might not. You lose one game, your chance of playing for national championship is slim to none. Right. So every game matters in college football. You don't get to have an off week. College basketball, you can have a week where you lose 2, 3 games. That's not gonna knock you out the top 25. You can't lose 2 games in college. You never you have to tournament, right? You ain't gonna get a chance. So we get to see it's boom. It's year one before next year is the last year before the Big 12 changes, right? So it's so much this year that we have to look forward to, in my opinion, right? The
Like,
landscape of
so,
college football will change. No, it's 2025. I'm sure. So we got a few years.
right. So, even in still with this weekend, right? We see Alabama returns on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. They play Alabama versus the University of Miami.
See what
Um,
I said.
what did he say? I saw he said the camp is over. He's can't y'all go any further without recognizing the swag MEAC Fame Game Primetime ESPN coverage College Game Day. I did see College Game Day. The swag is there. I did see RG3 is now in the booth. I did see that. So yes, the swag is getting their recognition. The swag and the MEAC
FSU,
again because they were previously bigger. There was conversation about them years ago, so they are back on the map. Josh, a part of our team, is getting ready for the Labor Day Classic. So Prairie View does play TSU this weekend. The Classic is in effect. So it is college
we'll be in the
football.
building,
It
baby.
is college football season, Mr. Shaw. You said your Gators play Florida Atlantic. Is that what you're excited about?
Yeah.
Georgia
It,
plays Clemson. So
I mean,
that's
yeah.
that should be a
I'm gonna bet the
highlight.
spread.
Huh?
I'm gonna bet the over.
Yeah, but everybody else, like, these aren't games that anyone cares about this
It's the
weekend.
jump off. It's the beginning of the
Florida
season.
State and Notre Dame. Notre Dame. That's it. I mean,
Most look, you got to think about it. We coming off a COVID season. You want to get your team like that Clemson Georgia game. It was said it probably been set for 4 5 years, right? everybody want to make sure you got a new quarterback. You got to make sure Emory Jones is prepared to take over Kyle Trask's start job, right? You want your quarterback to get accustomed to playing football. You don't want you. What if our first game would have been something like Oklahoma, right? We would have been ready for that, right? You know what I'm saying? So, look, you gotta set your schedule up to where you're getting ready for the national championship, right? You can't lose an early game. Clemson, Georgia, this right here, right? Clemson, Georgia, they are putting themselves on the my kids. My kids, man. My kids, man.
And your kids don't know you're in the middle of a show.
Nah, man, my kids, they don't be knowing. They just be calling me.
Yeah, so your kids are not being trained properly. You want to tell people how to co-parent, but you're not raising your kids right.
Who not raising their kids right?
You.
Nah, that's not my biological. I mean, I got a lot of kids take care of a lot of people.
Anyway, back to college football.
Like Josh said, a lot of implications on that Georgia Clemson game. Because somebody's not playing in the.
Your phone is too close to the microphone, Mr. Shaw. You're making this show real ghetto today.
Kenny K. Lynn, you making it ghetto. That's you.
You're making it ghetto. That's your phone.
Kenny K. Lynn, you did
your
that.
phone is by the mic. My phone is not by the microphone.
My phone actually hit something. Now stop being ghetto, Kenny K. Lynn.
You're being ghetto.
Back, I'm the professional one here, you guys. Josh had said that one day. He said, "Mr. Shaw, I'm gonna go with you because you seem like you know what you're doing." Miss Kenny K. Lynn not all the way put together, so I'm going out with
Mr.
Josh.
Shaw, nobody who watches that show believes that. Everybody knows.
That's what Josh said. Josh said, not me. He said he was going.
Everybody knows who holds it together.
Josh sent me the paperwork. Who holds it together?
What paperwork, Mr. Shaw? Mr. Shaw, what paperwork you filled out?
Who holds it together?
What paperwork?
Yeah, let's be honest, right? Pull up the podcast.
He's talking about don't be lying.
Catherine, hey, don't do that. Look, so pull up the podcast. We are, we here, we have fun. There's not a lot of sports going. There what? Kenny K. Lynn, you called me and said nothing about a topic. You literally asked me a topic 2.3 seconds before the show came on. Okay, I'm trying to elaborate to the people about pull up the podcast and how we're here to have fun, entertain them, and get them different things to talk about. See, it's your energy, right? It's your energy. Your energy is negative, right? And Catherine said
my energy is negative.
Catherine said it best. You got negative energy, and I'm not going.
Mr. Shaw, if anybody's energy is negative, it's yours.
Never.
It's your energy that's negative.
College football is back, and ain't no other sports. Baseball don't get good for another month.
What happens in the next month?
Postseason, baby. They said the Dodgers might repeat.
You think so?
They stacked that lineup up. They went and got a new pitcher and another hitter. They stacked over there. I think they still got Pujols on their bench as a DH. Right? Memphis Uncle Penny coming in. Oh, okay. I didn't know they got Rasheed. I didn't know they got Larry Brown. So you know what? I'm not mad at Penny for that. I'm not mad at Penny. Penny had to do something. Because again, he was recruited.
Here he goes talking about Memphis again.
Hey, Josh. Hey.
There he goes talking about Memphis again.
I mean,
so y'all done rolled way into college basketball. Like,
what was the college football game you was looking to see this weekend?
Nothing.
Okay.
Like at this part of the season, there's nothing, and there's no big games. Like there's, like you said, Clemson, Georgia is gonna be the biggest thing this week because of the playoff implications. But other than that, this weekend, you know what I want to do? I want to sleep. Okay, I just want to do nothing. I want to be in my house quietly by myself and do nothing.
Our family gonna be up at 8:30 prepping for skits. All right,
next week, I'll be ready for football. Right. So let's move on. So we're talking about that. Then there's the NFL, and the reason why we don't have anything to talk about is because preseason, and our fans are from Dallas and Houston.
Who pay attention to sports?
On
our page, let me say that.
And so like last week, Dallas got beat by Houston. Houston came back and beat Dallas. I don't think the Cowboys have won a preseason game.
I don't really think preseason mattered at all.
So you can win no games in the preseason and still win the Super Bowl. Mr. Shaw, are you betting on the Cowboys? This conversation just took a turn and got really
betting on the Cowboys.
I think Mr. Shaw said the Cowboys are gonna win the Super Bowl. That's what I heard.
Whatever you smoking, don't smoke that again.
That's what I heard you say,
Mr. Cowboys fans. I'm not saying y'all not going to win the Super Bowl, but I'm not putting my money on it. If anything, I'm putting my money on it's definitely going to be the Bucks. Definitely going to be the Bucks.
Why are you putting your money on the Bucks? Why did you just skip over the Cowboys like that, Mr. Shaw?
First of all, they were saying Dak would be dealing with injuries all season long. That was enough right there for me. He not 100%. That knee not right, something not right with that shoulder. So that right there was enough for me. We got to see what the defense look like. They added pieces, right? They added Keanu Neal. He from Florida. He gonna lay the hat on somebody. But Kiki stay hurt, right? So you upgraded your defense a little bit. He could play safety / linebacker, but Kiki stay hurt.
They said Dallas is named as the third most talented roster in the NFL.
What does that mean? What does that mean? It doesn't matter how much talent you got if it don't come together. You got to have a great. First of all, I would say Mike Holmgren. Goodness gracious, that's not his name. I look at these Packers. I look at these Packers in the play sheet, and Aaron Rodgers not listed to them. Mike McCarthy, that's that man's name. Is Mike McCarthy the coach to get them over the hump? On another show that I do, Point at the Base, we had a question about Jameis Winston, right? And my statement was, I'm not worried about the Saints because it doesn't matter who plays quarterback; they have a great coach, right? If that was the same for the Cowboys, look, it don't matter who played quarterback. Drew Brees went down, not last year, but the season before, and Teddy Bridgewater won you 5 to 6 games, right? So and I have that's not a knock on Teddy Bridgewater, but Teddy Bridgewater from there went to Carolina. He in Denver now, and I believe he gonna win Denver games, right? Nothing against Teddy, but when you telling me, great coaches, it doesn't matter who Sean's Payton. It doesn't matter who playing quarterback. Sean Payton gonna call plays, and he's gonna get Sean Payton ain't never had no outstanding receiver.
So you're saying to me, because Sean Payton is such a great coach, even if he had Ben DiNucci, he could still win with DiNucci as quarterback.
He gonna make it happen because he's not gonna put Ben. First of all, he wouldn't have Ben DiNucci because he's a good coach, so he's gonna draft well. So that's
but you just said he could win with any quarterback.
Yeah. That you draft well with, right?
You see my face?
He still might be able to win with Ben DiNucci. Right?
Okay. So Josh has a question. Will Dak be a top 5 MVP level QB this year?
Is he healthy?
Is he healthy? So you think that if a healthy Dak could be top 5 MVP level?
Look at the rest of the league, Josh. Like look at the rest of the NFC South. You got Sam Darnold.
He said in the league.
No. He said bad take alert. QB is the singular most important position in team sports. It is. But when the Saints had Drew Brees and no Sean Payton, they make playoffs. So how important is it? They had Drew Brees, no Sean Payton, they make playoffs.
If you can adjust, I agree. If coaches on the offensive side of the ball can adjust their play calling to fit what they have available,
we remember
and utilize the best of that, that works sometimes. But if you
look, the triplets separately minus Emmett don't have great numbers. But it was the position they was put in. Who was calling them plays? A lot of people don't remember that.
So you don't think Troy Aikman was that good?
How good? How Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin compared to everybody else in the NFL don't have Hall of Fame numbers. Michael Irvin numbers not touching Randy's. Michael Irvin numbers ain't nothing like T.O.'s.
I agree. So, but that's also saying to me. So if we're talking,
His numbers better than Michael Irvin.
So Tony Romo, because the Cowboys are rating on Tony Romo to get into the Hall of Fame. You're saying Tony Romo?
Tony Romo
you think Tony Romo deserves to be in the Hall of Fame?
Tony Romo has Hall of Fame numbers.
Oh my God!
When you going number, Tony Romo got Hall of Fame number.
And that's the reason why I hate the whole conversation about the Hall of Fame and everything else. Tony Romo was trash.
What's trash?
I mean, if you don't think Troy was that great,
I didn't say Troy was that great. I said Troy numbers.
Alone.
I said numbers.
Numbers alone. And we're only going on Tony Romo's numbers because he didn't do nothing else.
We just saying numbers. We talking about getting to the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is a numbers game.
Okay. Well, let's get back to the quarterbacks that are currently active in the NFL, right?
Top 5. Is he healthy? That's my question. Is he healthy?
So even if he's not healthy, who else do you have ranked?
Aaron Rodgers, just because he Aaron Rodgers.
Mahomes.
Russell Lamar, in no order. Russell, Lamar, Deshaun, Patty. I mean, I will put Tom up there, but you know, he's just Tom, and he gonna do him. But we talking about like top tier, like Lamar Jackson. If his arm was, I say Lamar Jackson, even though his arm isn't there, but his running ability is unmatched. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but does his running ability put him in the top 5 active quarterbacks?
Yeah, I mean, again, Tom is in a perfect situation. Tom has the best situation he never had in his life. Offense and defense, right? He's winning Super Bowls with okay offenses. I mean, I want to say again, it takes time. I say Kyler Murray, but you know, he need a little more time.
He's not top 5 for me either.
You know what I'm saying? Like again, so
not right now.
It'll be that limited number right now. And the ones I said that could be on the cusp.
Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes. Unfortunately, I have to say Brady, Russell Wilson, and who do I want in my 5th spot? Because you know I think a lot of these quarterbacks are real garbage, and the backups are even more garbage. I guess I do have to kind of sort of agree with you. Because of ground game ability and his ability to be a playmaker in Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have to agree with you there as a throw-in because some of the rest of them, you know, off the top of my head, I can't even think of their names. I mean, I think that I agree with what you're saying right now. What the NFL is going to have to do with a lot of the coaches, they're going to have to build their offense around what their quarterback has the potential to do and use what else they have, their other pieces, because they're just, to me, they're just not that good.
I mean, you definitely got it. Go ahead, Kenny.
No, I'm just saying, this is not what we saw, 10 years ago when you had a lot of them that we were having these conversations about. I just think that we see so much inconsistency. We see so much potential that never comes through in like a Matt Ryan or Jared Goff, or even, the trade.
Who?
The Detroit kid. What's his name? I can't get it out. The quarterback from Detroit. That's now with
Matthew Stafford.
God, I was about to say like Dallas kids. Like you have to make me go through like all the hints like we was playing a guessing game. Matt Stafford.
People, they love him.
Yeah. So I don't know. I am not really excited to see the NFL. COVID shots. I feel like the last 2 years, that's all we've talked about. Who can say this season will be about who can stay healthy, who can avoid COVID. Yeah, that's the reality of the whole season. Same thing for the college season when everybody has basically said that if there are not enough players ready to play, that schools will have to forfeit. What does that do for a college, football? Are we going to make Alabama forfeit?
Nick Saban have a whole history.
Is Notre Dame going to forfeit? Are they going to tell us they have COVID cases? I just have so many questions about the uncertainty of all of this. I say to the young people, they are resilient for continuing to push through all of this. Because, like I said, we on our show we have to talk AFC South, NFC East. Mr. Shaw, can the Cowboys win the NFC East?
Yeah,
And what is
Cowboys are my
Houston going
pick.
to do? Is Deshaun Watson going to be the starting quarterback there in Houston?
I don't know. I'm not as confident when you answer that question.
Ooh, Josh, mandating the vaccine. Here's the thing, right? I think eventually, at a lot of levels, the vaccine is going to be required. College students, I can advise you probably need to prepare yourself because it's going to be necessary. You can't make professional athletes. You can't mandate they be vaccinated. Um, I don't know. All of this is it's a sticky fine line. Even with the vaccine, Ryan Tannehill has been out. Ryan Tannehill has the vaccine. He still tested positive. People who have the vaccine, we know we can be carriers of the virus, be asymptomatic, and not even know we're carriers of the virus. So then you ask yourself, it'll keep you from dying, but is it necessary? Mr. Shaw, what is your take on that?
Should it be mandated?
Yes.
In colleges or across the board?
Between college and professional sports.
I say no in professional sports because they grown men. And now I say, let me just be honest. I don't know if the virus is good for you or not. I am vaccinated.
You know if the virus is good for you or not?
I mean, I don't know if the vaccination is good for you or not. I'm not. I don't go too political into that because I'm not a scientist nor a doctor, so I don't know. But if it gives you the best chance to be safe, then I say it should be mandated in sports because unless things are changing, unless they're not gonna do the jersey swap no more, unless they're not gonna let fans get autographs, you're sweaty. You're sweaty as double hikes. I'm not saying the vaccine. I'm not saying you can get it through sweat, but I'm just saying germs. We was wearing masks. You know what I'm saying? If we wiping everything down, sweat can't be a good thing. All right. So if y'all passing sweaty jerseys amongst each other, I think y'all should be vaccinated. Not saying you don't get it through sweat, but you're taking out. You just think about a starter. Not even a starter. Just think about you on the sideline on a hot Sunday in Dallas, and you passing your jersey to a former teammate on the other team. That just don't sound like a COVID shot. You need a COVID shot. Okay.
So you're saying the germs are there on the jersey. I'm just trying to round.
I don't know where the germs are. I don't know where Delta came from. I don't know how Delta became a variant. I heard California might got their own variant. All I'm telling you is we got these variants. Y'all need to have shots. Y'all gonna be around a bunch of media people. The media, how many press passes do they give out before a game?
Well, I'm sure a lot of them have been required to have the vaccine, which is
that's what I'm saying. Think about
a lot of the reporters have been mandated pretty much in order to cover games in certain locations.
How many reporters in Texas get mandated? Because we don't mandate nothing.
Well, the organizations do though. See, and
that's
what the Cowboys do. You.
Oh, the Cowboys. See,
well, Jerry Jones runs the Cowboy organization, so
you heard me say Jerry.
If that's the case, they may not tell us. But some of these organizations have required for you to be in their facilities for you to be vaccinated. And they have, as private organizations, the right to do that because they have their own handbooks with policies and procedures. And that's all that I'm trying to explain to people. And again, this is an objective argument that you're getting for us because I haven't said whether I was for or against it. I'm just reminding people to be mindful that you work these jobs. And freedom isn't really free because as long as you work for someone, they have the right to have their own policies and procedures for their companies. And when you go to college, you take vaccines anyway. No one complained about taking the TB. We used to have to get the TB skin test. I think they do hepatitis or something now. Mm-hmm. So you can't go to college without being vaccinated. Your vaccinations have to be up to date when you enter college. COVID is going to be another piece to this. And the same thing for the NFL eventually. They're trying to encourage it and providing a consequence of financial loss, basically, to try and get it implied. But they are also a private entity that they have policies and procedures. Mm-hmm. And each organization can have their own policy and procedure. So I don't think it'll be an out and out mandate. I think that they will do workarounds to eventually get the mandate in. In the next 10 years, we won't talk about this. Most people will get their COVID shot or get their paperwork taken care of that exempts them for immunizations and then, from the vaccines, and they'll go from there. Same thing for your kids. Just from somebody who works in education, because this is still sports related. Your kids are still playing sports on teams. A lot of your kids are playing Little League football. These kids are also back in school full time. Some of these school districts they weren't requiring masks. All of the school districts have COVID positive cases in the state of Texas. There's not a district that doesn't have a positive case.
Kid in their class was positive.
You say what?
Kid in their class was positive.
So, yeah, there's 5th and 6th grade classes that the whole class, half of the class is on quarantine. So again, COVID is still here. So in order to do we want a mandate? What is our alternative? And I think that's where we're at when it comes to this vaccine at this point. Do you want sports or do you not want sports? And if the vaccine is going to help keep people from falling extremely ill and testing positive and being spreaders and keep people out of the hospital, we should be mindful of that. That's correct, Josh. That's what we're switching to. So this is going to be like the flu, intensified continuously. It's not going anywhere. We didn't do what we needed to do. And I just say to athletes, you do have a freedom. You have the freedom to choose. You have the freedom to make decisions for yourself. You have, whatever you feel like is right for you. But I just ask that everybody stop making it political.
Jesus.
This is not political, right? And so we'll use this as sports because New Orleans Saints, we didn't talk about, they are displaced because New Orleans is without power. This is the 15th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. And let's be mindful as a nation after Katrina hit, Rita hit 2 or 3 weeks later. So we are in the middle of hurricane season. The Saints have nowhere to play football. Okay. I saw where Jackson State went and got a busload. Was it Jackson State or Tennessee State went and got Jackson State? I think it opened up their campus to them. Mm-hmm. So again, this is the time of the year that we have floods on top of a pandemic. There's a lot going on. So people need to be informed when making a decision. Are you rapping to us?
No, I'm blowing the soup. I was just thinking about eating some good soup. Yeah, I'm blowing the soup.
You're spreading your germs.
I'm not a person anyway.
Yeah, you still need to wipe the mic down. I just feel like
so the mic need to be wiped down, but don't nobody need to wipe down their jersey before they pass them over. I
didn't disagree with you, Mr. Shaw. People have been posting their address, everything on Twitter just to get help. Catherine, where are they posting their addresses? Down in New Orleans because they weren't able to evacuate? See what we're saying? So, and where are we going to put people? Right? So originally, we know, like in these type of situations, as they assess the damage because they're without power, that we would normally put people in the Superdome, right? With COVID and people are unvaccinated, you can't put people in the Superdome.
Facts. Because all you doing is putting COVID into one building.
So we're praying for New Orleans. I don't know. I can't. Mr. Shaw, did y'all get a lot of people from New Orleans when you were in high school? Because you have friends that are from New Orleans.
I was in AP.
Were you a senior that year?
Yeah.
Oh.
When I came back, though, I never forget. We had this dark-skinned chocolate chick, very fine. She's from the Civil War, and every time I would come to class, we'd be in class, we'd get bored. I'm like, "Hey, where you from again?" "From the 7, baby, from the 7." And then my teacher would get so mad at me because we just be bored. "Hey, where you from again?" "The 7, baby." "Clifford, stop making her flick everybody out." "Oh, my fault. I was just want to see what war she was from, baby." No.
Well, we're praying for New Orleans. It's crazy how life happens because it was after Katrina that everybody's favorite rapper called out the president of the United States for not taking care of the people in New Orleans. And once again, once we come back from break, we're talking about Mr. Shaw's favorite rapper, Kanye, aka Change My Name to Ye West, has finally dropped Donda. We will talk about Kanye once we come back. This is your girl Candy K. Lynn.
And your boy Shaw Tom Shaw.
And we'll be back after this break.
Pull up.